Okay, let's jump into this. There's this incredible pattern, right? You look at the really early big civilizations, ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, ancient China.
The Qing dynasty, yeah.
Exactly. And they all spring up right next to a major river. Nile, Tigris, Euphrates, Indus, Yellow River. It's not random.
No, definitely not random.
So today we're digging into the sources to figure out, like, what was it about these rivers? What four key things did they provide that let these little villages transform into complex societies everywhere?
And it happened independently all over the world, which
Yeah.
is, pretty amazing. It really shows how fundamental these big, dependable rivers were, like the actual foundation.
Right. Let's start with the big one. Food, extra food,
Yeah.
food surpluses. We know the rivers flooded, but what was in that floodwater mud, that silt you mentioned?
Ah, silt, yes. It's basically this super rich, dark mud packed with nutrients. When the floods went down, this layer of silt was left behind. Fantastic fertilizer, naturally renewed every year.
So farmers didn't even need, like, extra stuff to make the land fertile.
Nope. And they figured out irrigation too, digging these long canals to bring water further inland, especially during dry times.
Which meant more crops.
Yeah, sometimes 2, even 3 harvests a year in some spots. That's how you get a surplus, way more food than you immediately need. And they stored it, in those big clay pots we see remnants of.
Okay, so tons of extra food. That leads right into the next point, doesn't it? Large populations.
Exactly. First off, you need reliable drinking water. A big river provides that year-round.
Mhm.
Unlike, say, well, that might just dry up.
Makes sense.
But the food part is huge. River farming was so incredibly productive. The sources suggest one family could grow enough grain to feed maybe 5 or 6 other families.
Wow, 1 feeds 6.
Yeah, so populations boom. And don't forget, the rivers were also like the first highways, connecting settlements, making trade easy with boats. Villages start linking up, forming bigger societies.
Okay, so if one family can feed 6, you've got 5 families, or at least the people in them, who don't have to farm all day.
Right. They have time, free time.
Which opens the door for specialized jobs. That's the third thing. People can specialize.
Precisely. They can focus.
Yeah.
Instead of everyone growing food, you get boat builders, crucial for river transport. You get canal diggers, irrigation experts managing the water.
Potters making those storage jars we mentioned.
Yes. And people harvesting reeds for baskets, ropes, even using river clay for bricks. And think about this, scribes. Record keepers.
Ah, writing. But they weren't writing poems, were they?
Not at first, no. They were basically keeping track of the food surplus. Who grew what, who owed grain to the central storage or the temple, the administration. It was accounting.
Okay. So it creates this web, right? Everyone depending on each other.
That's a great way to put it. Interdependence. The farmer needs the potter needs the boat builder, the ruler needs the scribe. It all links together.
But hang on, if the farmers are doing the essential work feeding everyone, why weren't they, like, the top dogs? That leads to the last point. Social classes, it seems a bit unfair.
Yeah, it often worked out that way. It comes back to the river again, the land right next to the river. That was the absolute best land. Super fertile, easiest to irrigate.
So whoever owned that.
Exactly. Those families often became wealthy landowners. It's a pattern you see repeated across these river civilizations. But it wasn't just land.
What else?
Skills and control. Merchants who controlled the river trade routes. They could get very wealthy. And those specialized jobs we talked about, the engineers managing the canals, the scribes managing the records, they were often highly respected, well-paid. They had knowledge power.
So where did that leave the average farmer? Or the guy hauling grain onto the boats?
Often at the lower end. Doing the hard physical labor, working land maybe further from the river, less productive, less pay, less social standing. So you get this structure, this hierarchy. Wealthy landowners and merchants at the top, skilled workers in the middle, and then the larger population of farmers and laborers at the bottom.
Okay, let me try and wrap this up. The river. It wasn't just water. It gave the right conditions for these 4 things to emerge, almost like clockwork. Food surpluses,
Which supported large population,
which allowed people to develop specialized jobs.
which kind of inevitably led to social classes.
That structure, food, population, jobs, classes, all flowing from the river.
Absolutely. Those 4 elements, kick-started and sustained by a reliable river, really are the blueprint for what we call a complex society. It's this universal pattern in early human history.
So here's something to think about. Look at the major cities where you live today. Are they still tied to big bodies of water? Maybe a river, a lake, a coast. And how has that relationship, that dependence, changed with modern technology like dams, pumps, global shipping? How vital is that water now? Something to consider until our next deep dive.